Welcome everybody on behalf of Arbab-e-Qalam, Canada, and for the first time I'm welcoming all of you from on behalf of Arbab-e-Qalam, Canada Youth Wing. So last time in September we had an event for youth. It was a reading event similar to what we are having today. It was an open mic event in which our young participants came, they read their poetry, their prose. Couple of them had their books published already, so they also read something from their books. It was a very good event, and from there onwards we saw that a lot of people started coming along, helping us. They actually extended their support to us. And we also had another event in October last year. It was not really our event, but it was the Muslim women of the Durham region, their event, and in that they gave us a segment. They said, let's have a youth poetry event in that. So that was organized. That part was taken care of by Arbab-e-Qalam, Canada, and we also had got help from some young folks there. So today, after that, what we did was we actually asked those young people who participated before. We told them, if you want to be part of Arbab-e-Qalam Canada, why not have a youth wing, a youth committee, and you guys become part of it. You do the things, help us, and we help you, and we do it together. So we have some people in our youth wing who are today helping us as the organizers. Before that, they were part of our planning and everything. So we have, and if I forget some name, remind me. So we have Sharji, we have Rahman, we have Aisha Mirza, we have Fakhariya Beg, we have Fawaz, Aliza, Asad, Abbas. Am I forgetting anyone? Okay, so and thanks to all those young folks who decided to work with us, and they are working with us. Not just that, but also we got a lot of help from other people within our community in promoting getting the word out. And we also have, today we have a special two things, which is one thing we have, Progressive Writers Association of Canada, they said we are going to give the youth, folks who are going to do the reading today, they said we are going to give them some gift cards. So that is something that we didn't have before. So thanks to Progressive Writers Association Canada. Munir Sami Saab from Progressive Writers Association is here today. And today's event, we have a sponsor for the first time also. We have it from Pizza Karachi, and the pizzas you just had, and the tea you had, and the donors, it's all from Pizza Karachi. So thanks for that. We have our very own regional councillor of Ajax and the deputy mayor of Ajax, Sterling Lee, who is here to support us, and he is here to, of course, encourage all those participants who are here. I would like to invite Sterling to please come and say a few words. Thank you. Sterling.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday. As stated, my name is Deputy Mayor Sterling Lee. I'm also a member of the Durham Region Anti-Racism Task Force, and I'm also a member of the Ajax Library Board. So we have one of the rare events where all my worlds come together through this open mic. It's, for those of you who don't know, I was actually an English major in university. So I know firsthand the importance of the written word, of poetry, of expressing yourself. Most importantly, of youth expressing yourself. To all the people who are about to come up on stage, very brave what you're doing, congratulations. The first step is always just, putting your work out there. And to all the adults in the room, I hope we listen. I used to be a youth, I'm not anymore, but I hope we listen to what the youth are saying. because it's these people who are going to change the world. The adults in the room, we had our chance. Now it's this next generation. So your thoughts are incredibly important, especially in a time of global conflicts, right? I'm a firm believer that there is nothing more powerful in the world than the written word. And you are all going to express yourselves today. Thank you so much for sharing your works with us. And thank you to Arbab-e-Qalam for inviting me today to share in this special day. So thank you so much. Everybody have a fantastic day. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Sterling. Actually, people from Ajax, I think they all know. If you don't know, then you should know about Sterling and his work, and he has been very active. And whenever we have different community events, like I said before, sometimes we forget that he is not a desi, but actually he is everywhere. So whenever we have something here, we always get his help, his support, and he's always standing by our side. So thank you for that. Today it is not just about poetry; it's about any creative writing you have, and that creative writing doesn't actually involve only poetry or fiction. It could be anything. Whatever you think. If you have something, if you have some ideas in mind, if you are thinking like we talk about global issues or anything, it's all creative. When you are thinking out of the box, it's creative. When you are not just repeating something that you have already heard, it's creative. So creative writing is something that is, if you don't use it, you lose it. So you need, and most of us actually have some ideas that you can always express, and it will feel different from what you might have heard before. So it's always good to share whatever you have, write, express, and keep doing it. And when it comes to our youth, we actually want them to always be in conversation with us, whether directly or through their creative writing. This not only gives you the opportunity to express yourself, it also gives you the opportunity to refine your thoughts, and you can be a better thinker once you write. Once you write, then you know what you are thinking, whether there was any problem in it. So it is actually a very good thing for everybody to always try to express, whether in writing or speaking. First of all, I would like to invite Aisha Mirza, who is from Toronto. She's also part of our Arbab-e-Qalam youth team. She is the first year student at the University of Toronto, Scarborough. She's studying life sciences. She likes to write poetry and non-fiction prose. Her hobbies are baking, cooking, crocheting, reading, and biking. So I invite Aisha Mirza to come and present her writing.
Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. So first of all, just thank you so much for having me today here. It's just really nice to get to know this community, and it really pushes me to continue writing outside of my studies as well. Like, you don't necessarily have to be an English major to use this medium to get out your thoughts. So today I'll be sharing two proses. One of them is actually a non-fiction narrative writing, and the other one is one of the only poems I really have written. So I actually have some copies of my narrative, which I'll just share with everybody so you can sort of follow along and have that with you. So I'll start now. They're back, they're back. I quickly undid the creaky, heavy latch on the black iron gate of my grandma's house and rushed out, followed closely by my two younger sisters. Carefully avoiding the potholes of muddy puddles, after effects of Pakistan's monsoon season, we stopped before the grey sedan as everyone got off, greeting them with Assalamu alaikums. Amma, Nani, and my three older cousins, looping over their shoulders bags full of vegetables from market stalls, garments from local tailors, and freshly made samosas and biscuits, which my nose, unsurprisingly, picked up instantly. Get these bags here, kids. I grabbed one of the gray plastic bags someone handed us and followed everyone inside, closing the gate behind me. And that's when I saw it, as I climbed the 3 marble steps to the foyer. A rectangular white box, sequence written diagonally in a bold navy blue font. Judging by the sounds coming from the box as my cousin walked holding it, I had a faint idea of what it may be. It's a board game we found at the market, my cousin confirmed, smiling and setting it down lightly on the glass coffee table by the kitchen. Thought we might give it a try. I felt giddy with excitement at the thought of trying another board game, a mutual passion the 6 of us had developed together over the past 5 years. Through playing Clue and Ludo in my aunt's vibrant Toronto apartment, as me and my sisters were introduced to this exciting new terrain. Through games of Signal and President in bedrooms at odd hours in the morning. Through afternoons of carrom board out on the balcony on breezy summer days, the large wooden board cautiously balanced on 2 stools from Dollarama. And through competitive games of bananagrams, full of silly arguments like who should team up with whom to keep things fair, how though fee was a valid Scrabble word, using it shouldn't be allowed, and who called bananas faster when completing their crossword correctly. Gradually, we'd immersed ourselves in an ocean of board games, from paddling with floaties as novices to surfing on its massive waves hand in hand as experts. By the time all the groceries and items had been settled, it was that time of the evening. Nani, Amma, and Khala turned on the gas stove, set out cups, and arranged round, yellow plates of biscuits and samosas. Whether we were there for the chai or simply for the snacks, we all settled down on the sofas and at the dining table, chatting away about our summer plans and outfits for an upcoming relative's wedding. I noticed my youngest sister eagerly glancing over at the sequence box, currently somewhere on the now crowded coffee table. I turned around to say something to my cousins when I met a cousin's gaze. We both nodded and rose from the table. One grabbed the box, and the other gestured the rest of the 4 to head on over to the secluded living room behind a pair of thick, beige curtains. The tube light switched on, the overhead fan started spinning, and the tape on the box was slowly peeled off, revealing a folded board, a deck of cards, and 3 Ziploc bags of red, green, and blue counters. Alright, so here are the rules. Our oldest cousin pulled out a white sheet and started reading them out. Seems like we'll have to split into teams of 2 and sit across. He was quickly interrupted by a clamor of who wanted to team up with whom, which lasted at least 3 minutes. Everyone then split their counters and took seats opposite their partners. Playing together like this, our age gaps were almost negligible. My cousins, each in their early 20s technically, were adults, and me and my sisters were between the ages of 9 to 15. Anyone else would have probably expected my cousins to stay seated with other grown-ups outside, probably sipping chai and nodding along, but I knew that they didn't mind spending hours with us. Rather, I think they preferred it. We played sequence at least 7-8 times, occasionally interrupted by my tottering 10-month-old brother or the sporadic appearance of the head of a curious parent or a grandparent around the curtain, oblivious to how much time we spent in that room. Alright guys, I think we should go to bed. It's already 1:30 and we have an early morning tomorrow. Where are we going? Not sure, but maybe to arena. Yes, I can finally beat you all at bowling, I grinned. My cousin shook her head. We'll just have to wait and see. Kneeling on the carpet, I carefully slipped sequence under the right sofa in the living room. I got up and glanced at it one last time as I held my suitcase. We decided to leave it there for the next time we'd all come back to Pakistan together, which presently doesn't seem like it will be anytime soon. While that white and blue box stays sheltered under the great sofa, unwavering and unchanging except for the dust it is likely collecting, each of us cousins continues to navigate our busy lives. From marriage to job searching and tackling finals in university, finding the time like we did that summer just to sit down and enjoy a simple board game has become next to impossible. But there are still those moments. Moments like last week when we went for a breakfast of halwa puri and tarkari. I brought along a deck of Monopoly deal cards, and just as I started placing them on the gleaming glossy table, my cousin pulled out her own deck from her bag. Our eyes interlocked, and we broke into helpless laughter. All right, let's play. Thank you. For my second piece, I have a poem. I don't actually have copies of this one, so I'll just read it out. It's a bit more on a somber note, so I'll just get right into it then. It's titled Reversed Roles in Remembrance of the Afzal family tragedy. The innocence of a child, pleasant, mild, holds shy yet brave smiles that embrace the earth. With curious eyes and hair slightly wild, blindly playing without knowing its worth. Sweet to his ears is the call to prayer, a youthful Muslim eager and proud to honor his infinitely vast culture. Days of cricket, shalwars, and pan to chew. Yet marred is a life that at a time shone. A hateful man makes his choice in a truck, a sharp swerve, mom, dad, sister, grandma gone in one collision. The child lost all luck. Why are we called to terror in their place, while they are guiltless in whichever space?
So you know what, I was talking about creative writing, right? Or this poetry or something else. There are some benefits that we don't realize. When you write something, there are a lot of things that keep piling up in your mind, and if you don't say it, then it becomes a different problem that you don't know. So it's always a good idea to, when you are going through different phases, you try to express it somehow. Especially these days, otherwise here he works with youth. So we have so many issues about mental problems and those things. And this is one of the things that helps a lot. And he's not here with it. We have Dr. Khalid Sohail is also a psychiatrist and is a writer. And we see that he often connects with people and bring them towards writing. And actually he uses this as a therapy sometimes. So we don't always have to go to a doctor for some things, and we can actually do this thing on our own. So thank you very much. Now, so from here onwards, I want to start, calling the young hosts and handle this program from here onwards. But before that, we also have a very special guest today. So actually she has to go early, so I would invite her earlier. So we have Salma Hussain from Toronto. She is also a poet and a writer, and she is a young adult writer, and I'm still trying to understand that the genre. So she likes to write stories and poems, and she has a poetry chapbook called What If, Maybe, and Other Poems. And it was published by the Baseline Press in 2025, August 2025. So today, Salma will be reading from a small section of her upcoming young adult novel. It's not over yet. We actually, although I know that we have an open mic reading event, but we wanted you to see another writer who came here as a young writer and did a lot. So you can see that you can also do if you want. So I would I invite Salma Hussain to please come and share some of her writing.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm so honored to be here. I'm so sorry. I messed up my timings. It's such a long drive to get here. I have to leave early, so thank you for letting me come in here. I appreciate that. So this is my book. It's called It's Not Over Yet. It's young adult, which means the narrator of this book is a young person. As you can see, it's a young boy. The book doesn't come out until October, but I'm going to be reading from it. Wow. Aisha, mashallah, you were tall.
Can you show the book again?
Oh, show the book again. So it's not over yet. It's not out yet. So all I have is the cover. As you can see, I'm just holding another book inside it. And it will come out this October. Please take it out from the library, which is a great place to get books. And the publisher is Penguin Random House. I should say I'm also an English grad major. Then I did law. So there's, in this country at least, and perhaps in others as well, but in this country at least, there's lots of options. If you study English literature, if you study communications, you can go into politics, you can go into law. There's options for us, okay? And I love poetry, so it was wonderful to open with that. Anyways, I'm gonna read from this. I'm gonna keep it short, quick. Stepping Out of the Womb, Chapter 1. The dumpster fire that was freshman year is in the rear view mirror. Luckily, I barely remember that gong show. I'm deliriously happy to be higher up the food chain this year, and I'm pumped for the biggest challenge of my life so far. Grade 10, sophomore year, big leagues, baby. This is the year that's gonna set me up for the rest of my life. I have to pick the right electives, hand in my assignments on time, ace my tests, and find myself a career that will have me swimming in money. And oh yeah, the goal this year is to do all of the above without stressing to the point of puking my guts out every week. Between that and the headaches, it was getting too much. But now I'm in a new year era, new school year that is. Let's go. So this story is about a young boy who is starting grade 10, right? Yes, he's starting grade 10, but he discovers he has a brain tumor, okay? So it's about his surgery journey, and I based this on a surgery that I had myself, okay? We won't go into that, but if you've ever been in a health crisis, or if you've ever had a family member who's gone through a health crisis, there's a lot of fear and anxiety around that, and I wanted to capture some of that for the book. The first white coat. I'm strapped onto a stretcher in the back of an ambulance headed to Toronto's Hospital for Sick Children, or as everyone calls it, sick kids. I awake to the uncomfortable feeling of a cage over my mouth and nose. My lips are dry, chapped, and my tongue is heavy. I want to pull the contraption off, but my arms are like lead. Chill, Wally, chill. It's giving you oxygen, I think to myself. I can hear my mother weeping nearby and my father praying, the sounds joining together to produce a unique third sound, a low and steady hum that is mesmerizing and strangely soothing. I want to signal to my parents that I'm awake and I'm okay, but I can't. Only my eyelids move, and they open and shut, open and shut. In the dark chaos of the ambulance, it doesn't register with anyone that I've regained consciousness. The ambulance continues to zig and zag toward downtown. I only know we're heading to sick kids because one of the paramedics bellowed it to the driver up front. White coats come and go. With startling speed and efficiency, they whisk me off for various tests. I can't tell when one begins and another ends. Time passes in a blur of activity. A few hours later, a young resident walks in. He's the one assigned to give us the update on what they've discovered and change the trajectory of our lives with his words. He has an open, kind face with a sprinkling of pimples on his forehead. I know right away that this acne means he doesn't have two older sisters like mine to give him the inside intel on tea tree oil, salicylic acid, and Korean face masks. He enters the room nervously, holding an iPad that flashes a scan of the brain before he turns it toward himself, hiding the screen from us. His eyes study my dad's face, move down to his wobbling chin, his balled up hands, the crumpled fleece jacket laid across his knees, and finally at his worn down shoes. Then White Coat's eyes look over at me, his eyes moving from my baseball cap to my grass-stained ankle socks. He gives me a small smile. Even though my mom's eyes are boring a hole into him, White Coat takes great care to avoid looking at my mom. His Adam's apple moves up and down, once, twice, thrice. He clears his throat. Well, the news isn't all bad, he begins in a squeaky, upbeat tone, but those words right there are a sure sign, hurtling towards us, that the news is entirely all and only bad. Anyway, sorry, I'm skipping a little just to keep it short. It is on the big side, the White Coat concedes, and he flips the screen of his iPad towards us. And there it is, a bright white golf ball smack dab in the middle of an MRI scan of my brain. Everything in me goes still. Chapter 3. I name him Tariq, the tumor growing inside my brain, that is. For the medical school types, it's a vestibular schwannoma or an acoustic neuroma. To me, he's simply my roommate Tariq. And since he's compressing on my critical motor neuron nerves, causing balance and vision issues, this live-in situation has become too toxic to continue. I need Tariq evicted ASAP.
Thank you, Salma. Okay, so now I want to request Aisha Mirza to come at the podium and conduct the program from here onwards for the first segment. Aisha.
Okay, hello again, everybody. So I'm going to be calling up our next person to read their prose. So our next participant is Abbas Haider Raza. He is from Markham and he's a student in grade 9. He likes to write poetry and he will also be reading one here today. So Abbas.
Hello. I'll be reading a poem called Generational Loss today. So I'm just going to start. So let's go start right now. What have they done to the world? They say you reap what you sow, but we have sown nothing. They tear apart our very being. They know no bounds to the torment. Their greed rips apart the land, but they don't even bother to sully their hands. They poison the very minds and hearts of my generation, spreading their lies to the core of every being, rattling the very value system that has stood for centuries. This injustice has rooted itself into everything and into everyone in these times. A problem that has been here for a short while, but has done more damage than the other. It is time to step out of the dark, out of the very shadows that have chained us and binded us, and speak out. Children of lesser God need their voices to be heard, a chance to live, love, and dream, not to be taken away by the rapacity of a few stone-hearted souls. We all deserve a future that has a chance for love, hope, and peace, where humanity is greater than the sin of greed. That's it.
Thank you, Abbas, for that poem. It was very well written. So our next speaker is Abina. She's from Ajax. She's in grade 9 and also studying psychology. She likes to draw and play the piano. She will be reading a poem called To the Hive Mind.
Thank you. On a dusty dirt-filled road, a line of ants walk in perfect straight lines to their home, a hole 6 feet under the ground. Weeds burst through the cracking, dry soil, splashing shades of green across the clear blue skies, like they were built to be there. My footprints are scattered across the trail, and I'm left here, wondering where I'm supposed to be. We're told to be someone, something, anything. We're told to be special and unique enough to be the exact same as everyone else. We're told to have some kind of quirk to add something to perfect molds. We're told to take the road less traveled. But when does becoming a black sheep become the road you're told to take? Where do you draw the line between being special and being nothing? We're told to be anything, anyone. But how do you do that when you have nothing left? Who are you supposed to be when nobody is there? When the show has ended and the curtains are closed and your arc has been well over? Who are you? Across the dirt trails, a flock of crows fly overhead, black wings swishing in the air, yellow eyes watching the ground with a meticulous precision. They're made to be there, but are we? We spend years over years listening to the hive mind teaching you to be different enough to be the same as everyone else. That the mask we are given is the only face we can ever get. Back on the roads, the ants are still there. They're walking through the weeds, and up in the sky a herd of crows watch overhead. But I'm still here, living between the cracks. Thank you.
Thank you, Abina. So our next participant is Aliza Khan. She's in grade 10. She writes poetry and she's from Whitby. So let's bring her in for a round of applause.
Hi everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Aliza, and today I'm sharing 2 poems that I wrote. Both of them not very happy ones, but I feel like for me that I can write poetry the best when it's about like a very strong emotion or a topic. So my 2 topics are time and death. Okay, so my first one is called Time is a Thief. Time is a tricky thing, always moving forward, never backwards. Taking what's yours and never returning. Time drains life. Seconds ticking, minutes wasting. Minutes wasting. Hours vanishing, months dissolving into shadows, years slipping by. Time is a thief, ever silent, unrelenting, unforgiving, leaving only memories in its wake. Fragile treasures stitched, etched into the linings of my heart that time will soon take. Time steals youth, like a candle melting, wax dripping, light flickering, stealing laughter, stealing joy. Time weaves memories into echoes, devouring everything it sees, never asking, never giving, creates chaos, induces loss. Time is a thief. That was my first one. I have one more. This one is about death. So death tiptoes away like a butterfly, chasing after it in the pale moonlight. Endless darkness and light begin to vie, slips away slowly by the candlelight. Candle wax drips as a flame flickers bright, moments flying by, watching in surprise. The clock ticks quietly on the cold night. Distant memories resurface and arise. Tears glisten in their cold, depressing eyes, hope leaving from their souls, flashing before. As they see the light leave, see the demise, death encounters with the final encore. Yet they keep hovering back to me, like a raven about to be set free. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Those are some amazing poems. I think you really have a way with words. Our next participant today is Sharjeel Khan. He's in grade 12, he's from Ajax, and he writes poetry. So let's welcome with a round of applause.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Sharjeel Khan, and my poem's name is Where the Noise Can't Follow. We left the city before sunrise, before the traffic could wake up, before the buildings started staring with their endless rows of glass eyes. The road stretched out of silence, just tires humming against the earth, like we were slowly being carried back to something older than words. By the time we arrived, the air felt different, not lighter, not heavier, just honest, like it didn't expect anything from me. The trees stood tall without trying, no competition, no rush, just roots deep in the ground, and branches reaching without asking permission. We set up camp by the lake, where the water barely moved, just small ripples breathing in and out, like the earth itself was resting. There were no notifications there, no buzzing in my pocket, no invisible voices asking who I should be, what I should do, and where I should go next. Just wind moving through the leaves like a quiet conversation I didn't need to understand. As I sat on a warm piece of rock and watched the sun lean lower, melting into the horizon like it had nowhere else to be. And for the first time in a while, neither did I. Time didn't feel like something I was losing, it just existed. The fire came to life slowly, cracking in the soft burst, each spark rising like a thought I didn't need to hold on to. We didn't talk much, not because we couldn't, but because silence finally felt full instead of empty. The stars showed up quietly, one by one, like they didn't want to interrupt anything. And when the sky was filled with them, I realized how loud the world usually is. How it draws down these small, perfect things without even noticing. Lying here, looking up at something endless, I felt smaller, but not in a bad way. More like I didn't have to carry everything anymore. The trees didn't care about my plans, the lake didn't ask for answers, the sky didn't need explanations. And somehow that made everything feel okay. The fire burned low, the air turned cooler, and the night wrapped around us, like it knew exactly how to be gentle. No pressure, no expectations, no noise that followed me there. Just a quiet reminder that peace isn't something you choose, it's something that is already waiting. Something between the sounds of leaves, the glow of fading fire, and the moment you finally stop trying to be anywhere else. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you, Sharjeel, for sharing your work as well. Our next participant is Hamza Khan. He's in grade 10 and he is from Ajax. So let's welcome him with a round of applause.
Hello everyone, my name is Hamza and I'll be presenting a poem today. Our Only Home. A sphere of blue and rolling green, drifting through the silent space, the wildest view you've ever seen, a breathing, living, active place. The oceans crash against the shore, the mountains reach to touch the sky, with secrets in the rocky floor, and rivers flowing gently by. The seasons turn from gold to white, as winter's frost begins to bloom. Then spring returns with morning light, to sweep away the cold and gloom. The clouds are drifting soft and high, above the planets, above the plains, where winds will roam, a canvas painted in the sky that guards the roof of every home. From deepest woods to desert sand, life finds a way to take its hold. Across the wide and varied land, a billion stories yet untold. Each living thing is tied as one, from mountain peak to valley floor. Beneath the cycle of the sun, we find what we are looking for. It gives us everything we need, the air we breathe, and the ground we tread. Fragile home for every seed, and where we rest our heavy head. We walk upon the ancient dust, and look towards the stars above. A world we hold in quiet trust, that needs our care and all our love. Thank you.
Thank you, Hamza, for sharing your work as well. So that's it from me for today. I'm going to be calling up our next MC, and that is going to be Sharjeel Khan.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'll be hosting the second part of this program. And first of all, I'd like to call up Miriam Mirza. She's from Toronto. She's grade 12. And she writes fictional short stories and reads mystery. And I'd like to welcome her up.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. So today I'll be reading a fictional short story that I wrote. So for me, my writing is always fueled by reading, and this is something that I was reading a book about animals that talk, and there was one line about how wolverines are loners. So I decided to write a short story about how the wolverine became a loner. So I'll start now. Alone, cloaked in dark fur, he wanders the lands, scarcely seen but known to all. Ferocious when provoked, his small stature crafts an illusion of limited strength. He is reserved, suspicious, and dangerous, but he was not always so. The legend of the wolverine goes like this. The forest is a chorus of voices, essential entities, young and old, meek and bold, that come together to boast a symphony of life. From the birds to the boars, the worms to the wolves, the trees to the toads. Within every symphony is a conductor, within every forest a king. Many a century ago, before bears, lions, or wolves claimed the title, the wolverine was the one who held the baton. While its successors' rules were cemented by the positions they held in the food chain, the hierarchy of the wild, the wolverine's rule was fueled not by the fear of his subjects, but instead their admiration. Every creature in the forest, minute to magnificent, admired the wolverine for his humor, optimism, and amiability. In times of conflict, they called upon him, asking for guidance to calm matters. When he spoke, the surrounding area fell into silence, and when he made a witty remark, the forest itself seemed to swell with laughter. At the beginning, the wolverine was bashful. He would lower his head in embarrassment at the utterance of every flattering remark. In this way, the first years of his rule passed, a road absent of turmoil, free of bumps and cracks. Quick-witted, they chirped, his confidence heightened. Incredible, they growled, his pride swelled. Courageous, they hissed, his thirst for acknowledgement, praise, and attention soared. But fissures slowly yawned wide on the road.
As time went on, the Wolverine's arrogance ran boundless. It shepherded his politeness into a pen and set free to wander and graze thoughts and actions that hinted more and more at tyranny. It became unbearable for him to be just humorous, not the most humorous. It became unbearable that he was asked for guidance only in the animals' major conflicts, that he couldn't dictate their minor troubles. It became unbearable that the birds were more beautiful, the moose more magnificent, and the deer more dashing. So he admonished anyone even slightly humorous, insensitive, they chirped. He became ridiculously meddlesome in the animals' daily lives. Intrusive, they growled. He terrorized all who he thought deemed themselves better than him. Insolent, they hissed. Many preachers came to him in an effort to reason with him, but just as they came, they left, as there was naught they could do or say to persuade him to soften his words and his blows. He was mired much too deep in a pool of self-importance and pride. The animals started shunning the Wolverine, retreating when he came near. After all, who would want to engage in a conversation with one whose thoughts only concerned himself? Who would want to ask for advice from one whose words only sought to put themselves on a pedestal? Who would want a king more concerned with the size of the crown on his head than the damage he inflicted on his subjects every day? The Wolverine was outraged. Now there was not one who would listen to his words, not one who would laugh at his witty remarks. But still he felt no shame and was steadfast with pride. He thought all the others to be wrong and himself to be right. In anger, he likewise retreated from those who escaped him, driving away the few souls that still approached him. Now the Wolverine wanders the lands, harrowing hatred joining the pool of emotions that simmer inside him, boiling into aggression whenever crossed. Though small in stature, he cannot be underestimated. He is darkness, he is alone. The creatures of the forest have learned, excessive compliments only cause excessive pride, ablaze and indiscriminate in its path of destruction, hurting its wielder as much as those that surround him. Pride and arrogance making no friends.
Those are some great words from Miriam Mirza. Amazing job. And next up, I'd like to call up Asad Khan. He's our next participant, and he's from Whitby, a grade 9 student who likes writing poetry.
Hi everyone, my name is Asad Khan and I'm from grade 9. Today I wrote a poem about AI usage in teens and how it is taking over their lives. A screen grows bright with a whispered plea. ChatGPT, finish this homework for me. Our homework done with the task complete, a victory won bittersweet. No struggle now and no thinking deep, just answers completed while others sleep. Our mind grows softer with a fading spark, content to play within the dark. Essays written with borrowed grace, a hollow smile upon our face. No voice is found and no thought of our own. A seed of ourselves has been unknowingly sown. Our human touch begins to fade, and digital life has been precisely made. Connection lost in lines of code, a heavy price for a lonely road. Is this our future, bright and bold? Or have our stories left us, forever untold? The screen beckons us with a tempting call to lose ourselves in the screen and give it our all.
Wow.
That was great, one of the most honest poetries I've heard today. And next up, I'd like to call up Fawaz Sayed. He's studying nuclear engineering and he writes poetry, and he lives in Whitby as well.
Hello everybody, my name is Fawaz. As he said, I'm at First Year University, and my poem is about the gas prices that have been going up recently. Maple leaves don't fall as fast as the numbers climb on the sides of glass. Red digits blare out in the cold, each one holding a story that was never told. A tank half full even feels like half a dream. The pump clicks slow, then cruelly screams. We watch the dollars race ahead, while our wallets shrink with quiet dread. Highways stretch through snow and pine, but freedom now costs $1.89. Or more even, depending on where you stand. It's a loud tax that screams all across the land. The truckers sigh and the commuters curse. Each kilometer feels even worse. Even going to Tim Hortons is very hard now, even when fuel decides your daily route somehow. Still, engines hum through the frost and the sleet. We drive because we have to work and we have to meet. We have places, people, and lives that we chase. And we have to do it no matter what the gas price says. Thank you.
Great words. And next up, I'd like to call up Rahman Beg. He's in grade 12, he writes poetry, and he lives in Ajax. Let's welcome him.
Hello everyone, my name is Roman and I'm in grade 12. I live in Ajax. And yeah, I'm going to recite my poem. I have two poems today. The first one is called Hiking Alone. So I'm just going to read that and then I'll read my next one. So, there's something sacred about the woods, where your phone falls silent, and the world forgets your name. Not in a way that feels dangerous, but in a way that feels like peace. I've been walking for hours now, legs aching in that slow, honest way, but turning back feels wrong. The trees rise endlessly around me, older than anyone I've ever known, older than worry, older than time. They don't care about deadlines, or grades, or promotions, or the quiet pressure of becoming something. They just stand, growing, breathing, indifferent. And somehow that indifference feels like mercy. The path splits without warning, and I choose without thinking. It feels good not to know, to let direction be an accident. Everything else in life is planned, mapped out in color-coded boxes. But here, I can just move. I find a clearing, a stream slipping over stones, and I sit, not to meditate, not to be present, just to exist. Water moves, time softens, nothing asks anything of me. People say it's strange to come out here alone, but alone isn't lonely. Alone is quiet, alone is chosen. And sometimes, that's exactly what you need. When I return, the sun is already sinking, light fading into gold. I drive home in silence. No music, no voices, and for once, my thoughts don't chase me. That's the first one. I have another one. It's called Sleeping Outside. So I pitched the tent, knowing the storm would come. The forecast warned me, but I didn't mind. I wanted to be out there anyway. Around 2 a.m., the rain begins, soft at first, a steady whisper on nylon. It sounds good, like something real, pretending to be noise. I lie in my sleeping bag, checking my phone out of habit, even though there's no signal here. Just instinct, just muscle memory. The thunder stays distant, low and rolling, not frightening, just enough to remind me how small I am. And that's a part of it. That's why I came. Everything back home is loud. Voices, expectations, notifications stacking endlessly. But here, there's only rain and sky and something vast that does not care. The storm grows stronger. Drops hit harder. Water slips from the edges of the tent. I wonder if it's leaking, but don't really bother to check. Comfort stops mattering after a while. There's a moment when you let go of it. The need to be warm, dry, certain. You're just there. Cold air, damp fabric, the rhythm of rain above you. And somehow that's enough. People think it's insane to camp alone like this. To sit in the middle of chaos, wet and restless, with no one around. But there's something about it. Being inside the storm, instead of hiding from it, that makes everything else feel lighter. By morning, the rain is gone. The world smells like earth, and leaves, and something clean. I pack slowly, not ready to rush back, but eventually I do. The city returns all at once. Noise, motion, expectation. And it's heavy again. But for one night, I wasn't part of it. It was just there, in the rain, in the dark, in the world as it is, and that was enough.
Wow.
words, those poems made me depressed. But next up is Priya Baig. She's from Ajax. She's in grade 9. She writes poetry and stories, and she likes to do reading and drawing.
Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm going to be reading 2 poems. The first one is actually one that I have been wanting to write for a few years, but I never knew what to do, how to write it, when to write it, but I finally did. You may not have a clear picture of what it is at first, but I'm hoping it clicks at the end, so please listen carefully. A Soldier's Lament. I begin as the smallest certainty, a quiet shape at the edge of intention. They place me among identical thoughts, 8 of us, aligned at the front lines. No history, no story, just the promise of movement. The war zone is a field of decisions, light and dark without explanation. I am told to move forward and never look back. The others are louder. They arc, they sweep, they declare themselves. I advance in steps, 1 square at a time, a discipline mistaken for weakness. Sometimes I see my brother's sacrifice, a brief calculation in someone else's mind. Their absence opening space or opening time, their ending described as necessary. But there are moments, rare and almost invisible, when the path clears, when I keep going step after step, past conflict, past expectation, and then I become something else. I join the powerful, the loud, who arc and sweep as they declare themselves. I no longer advance 1 square at a time. Now I can look back. But sometimes along the way, they knock me off the battlefield. I have accepted this fate. After all, I'm just a pawn in a bigger game.
Wow.
I'm hoping that made sense at the end.
It did.
So my second poem is about the many conflicts going on in the world that you see. It's called All is Fair. Death, a haunting concept to some, distant to others. Death. We die every night, but we wake up in the mornings. Do you think about those who don't? Death. So normalized that we hear of it, then just keep scrolling. He passed away. She's no longer with us. Unalive, deceased, dead. War. A haunting concept to some, an everyday nightmare to others. War. A guise for brutality, a guise for monstrous acts, a guise for death. War. So normalized, we see it and we realized this is wrong. This isn't war, this is massacre. Then we keep scrolling. War. Lives lost, homes torn, monsters free while innocents are trapped under crumbling rubble. Death follows after war, not as a partner, but as a witness. It holds up the forgotten soul and speaks. This is a martyr. This is an innocent. This is a child. They say all is fair in love and war, but they forget. It's only war when the other side is capable of fighting back. It's not war when they have been oppressed, killed, and tortured for years before, only to be destroyed for daring to fight back. This isn't war. This is genocide, eradication, cruelty, apartheid, horror beyond that of any words. and it is spreading. The monsters are still free, and they are not stopping. They make bold claims to being the Stone Age back to one of the world's oldest, most continuous, most cultured civilizations. To be doing this because there's human shields. It's not their fault. They make bold claims to hide their true intentions. Death, a haunting concept to some, distant to others. War, a haunting thought to some, an everyday nightmare to others. I leave you with a thought in hopes you won't scroll away next time. Is there anything you can do? Because you'll never know if it's your last day alive.
Great words, great words. I'd like to end off my part here today, and then I'd like to call up the next MC to lead the third and final part of the program, and it's Rahman Beg. Please
Well, you guys might not know me, but I just read a poem, if you can remember that. So I will be the MC for today, for the rest of the program, and I just wanted to say, everyone today has read some amazing poems and other forms of literature which everyone really enjoyed. And so I just wanted to say thank you for everyone for coming out today and reciting everything that you did. So for the next participant, she is Fatima Khan. She's from Oshawa and she is a student from grade 7. She likes to do crocheting, reading and writing about personal experiences and feelings in relation to the contemporary events across the globe. Today she will be reading a poem about moving to another country. So I hope that we will all be amazed by what she writes, and yeah, please welcome her.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Fatima Khan and I'm currently in grade 7. I'm 13. Today I've actually prepared 3 poems, but one of them is about moving. It's based on my own personal experiences of moving from Saudi Arabia to Canada. It was really hard, but alhamdulillah, I'm here now. Moving. I've only ever moved once, yet it was the most grievous experience I've ever had. Leaving the things you bought and kept with such care, like that one dusty brown bear, not knowing how they'll be kept. Maybe a new piece for the dining room, but for us, a memory to be forgotten soon. Maybe someone taking these is starting their journey while we're just ending ours. I'll miss the way those Fridays felt, laying on my bed, staring at the ceiling above my head, the ceiling that watched me grow up. From a toddler, serving my parents air in teacups that the floor would always be mad at since I dropped them all the time, to a 13-year-old who likes to make poems that rhyme in her free time. The things we collected, stored, and treasured, cherished, even though they were lost and captured. The next moment, it's all debris, and the only thing you have is memory. What about the next owners of this house? Will it be poorly decorated or decorated like a penthouse? What if they find the mark I made on the floor, the one I made as a memory to keep when I was bored? What if the ceiling and floor forget the look on my face and the loud stomps I used to make? It hurt enough to leave this house, the one which had seen my most vulnerable times, but it hurt even more to realize all the people I'm leaving behind. I may miss the people I've met here, but I miss the memories even more. The times at my neighbor's house, staying there late, cracking jokes and playing games, not knowing how much this time will be missed. We just go on with our day. Spending time at the cafe with my friends, ordering my iced vanilla frap with a half shot of coffee. What if I won't find that drink again and just find something frothy? I'll always remember the late nights at the walking track, cycling my thoughts away, not knowing that one day I'll have to pack and all my love will be shipped away. Clinging on to these memories seems nostalgic, but unwrapping the cover reveals it's just melancholy. This all feels tragic, but I've come to realize slowly. Maybe some things are for the better. If I hadn't moved, I wouldn't have had such good friends and exposure to the world more than I can pretend. Maybe, just maybe, I was meant to move. So, I guess, moving isn't too bad after all. Thank you. I've also prepared another poem which I wrote when I was in grade 4. It's fiction, and it's about the day opposite day. Opposite day. It was opposite day, an annual event. But this day, they say, stayed bent. The day the sea met the sky, the day the princess never met the prince. Everyone's asking why, oh why, ever since. The world turned upside down. The sky was full of sharks. The sea had many clouds, and this left a mark. In between the sky and sea lied a portal so scary and deep. Only one who'd passed was a brave mortal, a cure he tried to seek. He went through all stages of grief to be awoken with a scream. There is no cure that you seek. It was all just a dream. Thank you. And for my last poem, I have a poem about satisfaction. It is called No One Is Ever Satisfied. I also wrote this poem when I was in grade 4. In the depths of the forest, the long trees whine. The wind sings a chorus. The tree says with a sigh, I'm so tall, I can't see the ground. I can't hear the lovely sounds. The wind informed the lumberjack. He's too tall, that makes him sad. The lumberjack smiled and cut the tree wide. The tree seemed blue because he couldn't see the beautiful view again. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatima, for reciting those 3 poems. I really like the second poem as well because you said you wrote it in grade 4, so you've been writing for a few years now, so congratulations. Okay, so next will be Isma Sayed. She's from Woodby. She's a grade 8 student and she writes poetry. Yeah, please welcome Isma Sayed.
Hi everyone, my name is Isma and I'm going to be reading 3 poems today. The title of my first poem is It Knows. It Knows is not just a poem, it's the story of the dark side of a person's life. We all make big and small mistakes. We might hide it in front of people, but when we're sitting alone and look into the mirror, the truth reveals in front of the mirror. This poem is about a person that commits a murder and denies it in public and stays in self-denial. Here it is. It knows. I woke before my alarm. The air was thin, tasting faintly of metal, as if the night had been sharpening something that I shouldn't tell. It all felt fake, so I just gave myself a pinch. I was definitely awake, so I got up and walked across the creaking floorboards that made the stillness flinch. The tension felt cautious, as if the mirror was watching me before I could even face it. I could already guess what I would see. Sleepy eyes, messy hair, the nightmare of yesterday's fit. But the glass stayed gray and reflectionless, empty, like smoke pretending to be light. I wiped it once, twice. I blinked a few times before looking at my hands, clear of fog or dust. From the side of my eyes, I rubbed away the crust. Then the mirror spoke, not in words, but in silence that I heard in my chest, a silence that pressed. I'm fine, I lied just to see it crack. I'm fine, I said again, to see more bigger cracks come back. My breath came back cold and stale. Doesn't matter anymore, I said. The surface darkened, making my emotions rise like a loaf of bread. It was an accident, I yelled at the mirror. The mirror started to heal, broken shards coming back in place. As the dark truth about last night's horror unfolds in my brain once again, like a shadow leaving a permanent mark of shame on my face. The mirror flares bright, making my now seeable reflection look wide, until the mirror trembles, satisfied. It knows. No one can stand where the darkness grows, and in its gaze I finally see the reflection that's truly me. My second poem is a color poem. It's about the color red. It's about how I feel about the color red, because a lot of people think of it differently. It's called Scarlet Dreams Unspoken. How beautiful a new sun is when it rises, flashing out its beauty like an explosion. Its descent is nobler than a dream to our eyes, happy whoever it hails with sweet emotion. Red is spicy as fire, an old chili. It can make you very sadly cry. It can make you bleed bright neon red. Scarlet can also be the color of your formal tie. Red can be on poppy in the sadness fields, for their men heartbroken families have a trace. Red is blood that drips down when hurt. Red and pink, it can be your face. Red might be the best color in the world, and it might soar way high in the sky. Vermilion can be the sun behind the mountaintops. It'll be your face when there's something new you try. Flamey and burning, it can make you hurt. Red can smell like smoke and fiery ashes. Shiny and sparkly, red's a ruby chest, and the maple leaf symbol of our country flashes. You might find this animal on a beach because it's bright neon and bloody red. It stands out on the light-colored sand, rough and slimy, it's a mean crab. Burning and crimson, lava is red too. It burns real bad if you step in it. You'll thrash and burn and yelp in pain, so you better stay away from that thing. Dreamily, just think about coral watermelons, the fresh smell that catches your nose. Sweet and sugary, it touches your tongue, and you just can't stop eating it. A ruby cardinal is really loud. It chirps and squeals. Out loud it sings and never ever stops. Its high-pitched squeal will always soothe your fears. The cardinal's voice will never drop. As day whispers its final farewell, the sun, a molten orb of gold, descends with a gentle sigh, painting the sky in hues untold. Clouds, brushed with fiery hues, embrace the fading light. A canvas of dreams unfurls where day and night unite. That's it for the second. My third poem is about a season. Seasons have big impacts on our lives, and just like colors, they touch everyone differently. I've selected winter because it's my favorite season. Winter arrives at last and at first. It drifts in quietly, gentle, and unrehearsed, painting the world in silver and white, dimming the noise and softening light. The rooftops grow pale and cream white, while dry brown grass fades out of sight. The old brown trees finally lined with frost-laced branches, delicate and kind. The air feels still like a held steady breath, a pause in the rush with sudden depth. But soon comes the cold, unkind and aware, slipping through your coat, biting at the air. The sidewalks turn slick, each step unsure, while long nights arrive heavy and pure. The sun disappears before it feels right. Afternoons fade too quickly tonight. The bleach settles in, stretching out wide, the chill adapting deep, getting denied. Warmth feels richer for all that it costs. Small fires burn, brighter in the bitterest frost. A window aglow in the dark of the street can make even winter feel gentle, not bleak. So winter stays honest, both cruel and kind, leaving quiet lessons for those who mind.
Thank you, Ismail, for presenting that. Okay, so I really like the poems, and especially the middle one about the color red. That's pretty unique, and we haven't heard much of something like that before. So, yeah, thank you for presenting today. The next one is Aman Qureshi. It's a market grade 12 student, and yeah, please welcome Aman Qureshi.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. My name is Amin Qureshi, and today I will be sharing my poem, When I Grow Up. When I grow up, they always ask, what will you eat? What will you do? A doctor, teacher, maybe a star, but I don't think they really know. It's not just jobs I think about, or money, fame, or being great. It's more about the kind of person I'll be and the choices that I make. Will I be kind when no one sees? Will I stay strong when things go wrong? Will I stand up for what is right, even when I stand alone? Will I remember where I came from, the lessons I was taught as a kid? Or will I lose those little things, the simple good that was there? I want to help. I want to care. To lift someone who feels too small, to be the reason someone smiles, to catch them when they start to fall. I don't need fame, I don't need gold, I don't need crowds to know my name. If I can just change one small life, that means more than anything. So, when I grow up, here's my plan. Not perfect, not all figured out. Just be someone I'm proud to be, someone who makes the world better, no doubt.
Thank you, Aman Qureshi, for that poem. It was an amazing poem once again. Thank you for everyone for presenting your poems. And we have one more person to present, and then they'll be over. So, Ibrahim Khan, you can please go on.
My name is Ibrahim Khan. I'm in grade 8, and I'll be presenting you a poem, not very long, but not very short either. It's called Keep Going. Some days feel heavy, slow, and gray, like all your light has slipped away. But even then, beneath it all, you're standing strong. You have not fallen. The road is long, the end is unclear, filled up with doubt and quiet fear. Yet every step, both small and tough, is proof that you are strong enough. There's strength in trying day by day, in choosing hope along the way. Even when the path feels steep, it's yours to climb, it's yours to keep. So take your time, don't rush to climb. Great things are built in steady time. And one day soon, you'll turn and see how far you've come, how strong you'll be. Thank you.
So that's it for today. That's all the people who will be presenting poems. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who came out today to watch, to present, to listen. Just you being here is amazing. So yeah, that's basically it. And I will hand.
You can hand over. And then
yeah. So I will be handing it over to my dad.
Okay, so this is not it. We have one more special presentation. Exceptional not in the meaning of where you say, oh wow, that's exceptional, but we have some exception. In the youth event, there were a couple of kids who wanted to present, and we said, okay, we'll give exception and we will let them do that. One of them didn't come here today, but we have one presenter today. So this is a special performance from a grade 2 student, and he is going to present a poem which he wanted to present for quite some time. For my Urdu listeners who might, we might have been in Shairas, I just want to say one short sentence for them only. Koi bhi mumasalat itwaqiya hogi. So I want to invite Zira Beg to come and present this poetry. Zira.
I am saying a poem I made a very long ago, and it's called Inside the Universe. Once upon a time, there was a universe, and inside the universe there was a galaxy called the Milky Way. And inside the Milky Way there was a solar system, and inside the solar system there was a planet called Earth, and inside Earth there was a continental crust, and inside the continental crust there was a continent called North America, and inside North America there was a country called Canada, and inside Canada there was a province called Ontario, and inside Ontario there was a city called Ajax, and inside Ajax there was a neighborhood, and inside the neighborhood there was a road, and inside the road there was a house, and inside the house there was a room, and inside the room there was a sofa, and on the sofa there were two people talking to each other. Thank you.
Oh, so great.
I think he needs another applause.
So thank you everyone. Now we have a couple of very quick segments in the end before we end the program. One will be where we will give the certificates of participation to all the participants today, and there are there's a special gift also from Progressive Writers Union Association. But before that, we have a special guest here, Azhar Khan. And Azhar Khan is actually, he has been working for youth leadership programs, and Azhar Khan has been, he's the chair of the Toastmasters International. So that's and they have this youth leadership program which he is chairing actually. He's also a member of Durham region, newcomer advisory board, CEO of Aaj News Canada. You see the mic from Aaj News. He's a distinguished Toastmaster. He's an entrepreneur. Pizza Karachi Ajax, which is also so he's also the owner of that. And thanks for the sponsorship from Pizza Karachi Ajax. He is also the CEO of the 6 Hackers Consulting Hackers. Be careful. And a community activist, and he is running the YLP, which is the Youth Leadership Program, since 21 years. And so because of the nature of our program today for youth, he has some for leadership, and he has some things to say, especially to our young fellows here. So I would like to invite Azhar Khan to please come and say a few words. Thank you.
Hello everyone, hope you are doing well. Thank you so much Faisal. It's always an honor. I started youth leadership program from Dubai in 2005, and this year 2026 is almost 21 years. Whenever I support and I do the youth leadership program, it really inspires me the way our youth and such a young talent today shows this amazing, and it's a great inspiration. One of the youth leadership program, I run almost 75 youth leadership program in different areas in Ajax. This is one of the places we done many youth leadership program. One of the youth, I not put his real name, imaginary name, Michael, and I saw him what happened in his life. And many youth, many parents who is listening to me, I think they really understand and learn that how words and how much words are powerful. So this is my communication with Michael. Sir, I can't speak. Sir, my class fellow said I can't make a speech because I have no confidence to speak in front of others. Sir, they laugh at me and it hurts me, and I can't speak, and it's my broken heart. With this defeated gaze and his shaking voice, this spell compels me to consider what I could do for him, how can I support him to gain his confidence. That day, I came to understand the power of words. Good evening, honorable guest, distinguished guest, and especially. How many times in life do you have the situation when your inner soul compels you to do something for another person who is in need, and you use best efforts to help others? These acts are called karma. Often you don't ask anything in return, but that act of service provides you inner peace and satisfaction, like this organization, Arbab-e-Qalam Canada. Everyone here in this organization helping the youth, and they don't want anything returned from you. What they want, all the youth to be confident and become a successful citizens. In order to help a young fellow named Michael, I contacted my youth leadership program chair. Luckily, they support me. They said, yes, you can do another youth leadership program, not only for Michael, but other kids too. improve their communication and leadership skills. First session in the youth leadership program, I came to know Michael was very shy, nervous. When I look in his eyes, he averted my gaze downwards and had no confidence. I noticed the judgment, comments, bullying, harassment had left him voiceless, defeated. At the moment I began to ponder how many times people have shattered another confidence using the words like, "You can't do it, it's impossible. Ma'am, it's impossible for you." Many times our youth facing this comment that you can't do it. In the word of Audrey Hepburn, nothing is impossible. The word itself, I am possible. I still remember seeing Michael's eyes shining when I told him, "You can do it, Michael." In the second session, third session, youth leadership program, I observed that Michael increasing day by day. When I saw in his that he's smiling with other youth, it gave me happiness. My soul was smiling, know that I'm doing right. Felice Diller once said, "A smile is a curve which set many things straight." It seems, thank you sir, it seems that it was not Michael's success, it was my own success. Like this session, Faisal, Azeem and all the organizers, you know what we feel when we cross 50 and when we come to this age? Like the parents and the young kid came, they feel so proud that those young girl who migrated from Saudi Arabia, and she said, "It was very difficult, but yes, I do it." I served Middle East for 14 years. I moved with my kids. My youngest son here, he was Royan, who is making my photography now. He born in Makkah and he was 6 months old. I was on top ranking officer, but I don't know what I expect. Similarly, when you see improving the youth, like fourth and fifth session, when I see Michael is improving, it gives me so much confidence. You know, sometimes the most important, we all should remember to have a backstory. We all have backstory. We all have traumas. We all have significant life-changing events. We all have 100% human. So we will affected when we have trauma, we have life-changing and we have challenges. Just before the youth leadership program, the 10th session, I see the time when Michael come on the podium. And I was so nervous and excited that the guy who was bullied, harassed in the school, how his body language, his eye contact, speech development, pauses, very important youth for you, pause. Confidence that you can stand in front of here. Closing remarks, look in the eyes of the audience, pause. That 1, 2, 3 second pause, everyone looking to you. And then closing remarks. After all his speeches completed in competition, Michael achieved the best speakers award. I shouted, "Yes, you can, Michael. Yes, you can." I had tears in my eyes in seeing his success. I'm so thankful to Allah that He provided me these opportunities to support Michael. As a Toastmaster, we all have experience to listen and power to solve. When Michael come to me with the winning trophy, and I told him, "You remember what I said to you, Michael?" He looks in my eyes, smiled, and replied, "Yes, you can." Thank you. I was holding a small token of appreciation on the organization of Youth Leadership Program. Toastmaster International is in 136 countries. We have more than 2 million members. And on April 11th, at Pizza Karachi Ajax 1801, we have a youth talk program. I request Mr. Faisal to distribute. We have special prizes for all the youth. We have special gift, like gift voucher for pizza, for food. Also, we have a special gift from the Bank of RBC, MH Enterprises, and some Amex Realty Inc. for the youth. Every youth has some gift. So I request Ryan to please give me the appreciation certificate, which I want to present to the organization Arbab-e-Qalam. I request everyone to please come and receive this token of appreciation from the Youth Leadership Program from Toastmaster International.
Yeah, thank you very much. So now what we are, so we are going to distribute the, like Sikandar said, we have all winners today. Everybody is a winner. So today we didn't rate anybody. So what we are going to do next is we are going to give these certificates of participation to everybody who read them. We are going to, that's from the Arbab-e-Qalam, Canada, and from the Progressive Writers Union, Progressive Writers Association of Canada, we have gift cards, so we are going to give those to all the readers. Before we distribute those, I want to also request Azhar Khan sir and Munir Sami sahab to please come at the podium. Ibrahim Khan.
And Hamza Khan. May I request Mr. Hamza Khan, please, come over.
The applause is missing.
I think if their certificate here. And now it's Shajil Khan. Mr. Shajil Khan, please come over here and receive your token of appreciation and certificate. And then Asad Khan. MashaAllah, good. Keep it up. And now I would request Aliza Khan. Abina.
Yeah, Aisha Mirza is, so Aisha Mirza, I think she left, so we'll give it to her. Abbas Haider Azam.
And next is Fatima Khan. And next is Fawaz Sayyid. Called Isma Sayyid. Bariya Bey. Aman Qureshi. Aman Qureshi, I'm so sorry. Okay. Mariam Mirza.
I think Mariam Mirza also left.
Oh, Raman Beg. Raman Beg. Raman Beg. Zirat Beg. Zirat Beg.
We need applause for this child.
Good. Good. Very confident.
Thank you very much, and this concludes our prize distribution and certificates. Thank you so much, Amri Saab. Thank you so much, Al Saab, and everybody. So all our youth wing participants.
A lot of the young people, they did not even, they did not only participated, they also made this whole program, they helped in every aspect. Thank you very much for that.
They work for it.